Good afternoon and thank you all for joining us in this edition of KTN Weekend at 1. My name is Joy Doreen Bira. A conflict between two communities at the border between Samburu and Isiolo counties has left 4 people dead and 5 others seriously injured, according to the Kenya Red Cross Society. The conflict is reported to have been as a result of the ongoing drought that has prompted the two communities to fight over water, a water point for their livestock. More than 300 herds of cattle belonging to both communities have been stolen. Political leaders from both counties met to discuss the conflict and urged the residents to stay calm and uphold peace as they sought solutions.
Hakikisha kamba amani inakuwako, kwa sababu lishe la ng'ombe ni pande hii. Wakati mvua inaanza, tunaanza kurudi kule Baragoi, tunarudi kule Wamba na tunarudi wote.
Tutahakikisha hiyo ng'ombe imerudi, na hata upande ule vile vile tunahimiza hata wale viongozi wa upande ule wakae na vijana wao, wawaelezee mambo ya kuleta farakano, ya kupigana si mzuri.
And now we will connect to our reporter, Sam Ogena, who is live at the Bomas of Kenya, where the members of the county assemblies are meeting to air out their grievances. Good afternoon, Sam, and bring us up to speed with what's happening at the Bomas of Kenya.
The speaker or the chair to allow.
Well, thank you, Joy Doreen Bira in studio, and here at the Bomas of Kenya, members of the county assembly are actually underway to make a decision that will make or break the referendum pushed by governors, while the MCAs have come out guns blazing, holding no prisoners, be it the National Assembly, be it the Senate, national government, and even governors. And what they're saying is that the independence of the county assemblies has been undermined by all these institutions, whereby the National Assembly and the Senate are passing laws that they say they undermine the independence of the county assemblies, that these laws are actually clawing back against made by devolution principles. And what they want right now is, they say that, first of all, they're not going to be lured or induced by any side of the political divide into either supporting or rejecting the referendum push. And what the MCA leadership here has actually said is that MCAs will make their independent decisions following or actually backed by issues that are being faced in their own wards. And as such, the leadership has just finished making the remarks, and it's actually open plenary, whereby MCAs from various counties are actually making their remarks, contribution for that matter, on whether exactly they will back or reject the referendum push. And at the end of it all, the MCAs here at the MCA summit are going to make a collective decision of whether to back or reject the referendum push. But the sentiments here are quite harsh, directed to governors, directed to senators, directed to governors, actually. I beg your pardon, I already said that. But National Assembly and the Senate and the national government, the MCAs here saying that there are actually 3 outstanding issues that are actually their grievances, and that is denial of having call-ons, the capping of county assembly expenditure on the recurrent budget, and finally, it is maybe just make reference to that they actually have been denied having offices in their wards. And what they're demanding right now is that they should be included in the Intergovernmental Relations Forum or Summit, which comprise of governors and members from the national government. And also one other thing that the MCAs want is to be involved in all devolution matters, matters touching on devolution, matters touching on county government. They want to be involved on all these matters because they say they are devolution champions, because they're the people who are actually in the grassroots dealing with these issues right head on. Back to the studio.
Thanks a lot, Sam. Our reporter, Sam Ogina, live from the Bomas of Kenya, where among other issues, the MCAs are saying that they are being undermined by governors, and also the question of the referendum. And we'll be bringing you up to speed on what exactly did transpire there in our consecutive bulletins at 4, 7, and 9 p.m. Now, Kakamega Governor Wycliffe Oparanya has said no one should be surprised by the change of heart by TNA governors in regard to the push for a referendum. Speaking on the sidelines of a Kakamega County Leaders Consultative meeting in Eldoret, Oparanya and Kakamega Senator Bonnie Khalwale said it was wrong for the Jubilee leadership to dictate to their governors what they should say or do for their counties.
I'm proud of Governor Oparanya. He has remained steadfast. So has Governor Ruto and many others. I want to appeal to the President and the Deputy President to let governors exercise their freedom of thought, association, and expression as enshrined in the Constitution. And if those governors are going to continue, especially from TNA and URP, in running away from this noble initiative, they must know the people they lost to here in Washinigishu and everywhere in the URP TNA areas are waiting, and they're going to join us. We're going to make sure that the referendum will be successful across the country.
We expected those governors to leave, definitely. We knew that when it was going to be hot, now we will know who are men and who are women. You can now know those who are in the referendum and those who are not.
Another voice in support of the journey to a referendum is Meru Governor Peter Munya. Munya has accused those opposed to the governor's referendum push of hypocrisy. He has vowed to continue serving as the campaign's steering committee chairman despite vilification by some Jubilee members. He was speaking in Kirinyaga.
So ile sisi tunaitisha ni pesa. Na serikali iko na nguvu ya kutupatia pesa saa hii. Kama wataki referendum watupatie nini? Pesa. Hiyo tu. Sasa mambo ya code na Raila na nani wawache kutuzungumzia hiyo.
Now we'll move on to South Sudan, where at least 700 people were killed in fresh attacks that erupted in Jonglei and Bentiu states in South Sudan after Sudan's government forces and rebel armies clashed. These fresh attacks come at a time when efforts to create a unity government, as was agreed and signed in June talks, hit a dead end. The deadline for the formation of a unity government lapsed on August 10th this year, and our senior political reporter Zubeida Kome was in South Sudan, where she spoke to President Salva Kiir on issues pertaining the peace talks, as well as what exactly led to Riek Machar's rejection of a proposal to the president of South Sudan.
The rebel leader, I think, went to Nairobi to meet President Uhuru, and whatever advices that were given to him by President Uhuru never changed him. He joined forces with Khartoum, so he was given arms and ammunition by Khartoum to come and fight us, and Khartoum was fighting us on the other side. His arrest cannot come in at the time when we are talking. I cannot just ask for his arrest. We can talk until when we bring peace. And it is the people who can account him later on for the number of people he has killed.
And back to Kenya. In a mock wedding, Hansen Odongo from Baraton University and Winnie Acheng from Moore University were declared husband and wife in a colorful event that left fellow students wishing that it could be a real bonding. The event, which was held as a requirement for a final study project by Bachelor of Hospitality and Hotel Management students, entailed cake cutting, a ring exchange session, marriage vows, and even signing of a marriage certificate between the mock couples. The event began from the mock bride and groom's home to the church. Dr. Jacqueline Career, the events management lecturer from the tourism school, said the event was meant to give the students the real feel of their training and make their transition to the industrial market very smooth.
From here, we are sure that we are going to get world-class event planners to be called and manage your events. Our students are actually ripe for the industry, and they can actually be able to be employed, and they can be self-employed.
And now to horticulture. Kakuzi Farm, that is a horticulture company, has been ordered to open up roads for use by members of the public in Muranga County. The company that controls over 12,000 acres of land was accused of closing a number of roads within its environs, forcing residents of Kangangu and Mangoto in Muranga South District to remain landlocked. Some of the residents have been arraigned in court to face charges of trespassing on the company's land. The company management agreed at a 2-hour closed-door meeting to open up the roads.
Wetu walikuwa wanananishiwa kwa jia na hata wamama wanalipiwa kwa kichaka. Ile Kakuzi wamepea watu mahali watapitia,
na ambapo wakati mambo ilifikia deputy president alikuja akapeana directive akiwa kwa mkutano hapa Keno, akasema watu wafunguliwe barabara. Tulifurahi sana na hiyo mambo ndio tunafuatilia, na siku ya leo tunafuraha sababu governor amekuwa akifuatilia hiyo na Kakuzi imekubali
any public access road which is in the topographical map, which is meant to provide access to the people of Muranga from one corner or the other through Kakuzi and through any other place, even if it is individuals' farms, even if it is a governor's farm. All public access roads must be opened to the public.
You're watching KTN Weekend at 1. We'll now take a short break. More news coming up after the break. Welcome back. And further afield, there's little glitz and glamour for one of Gaza's only lifeguards, a world away from Baywatch, but the role Mohammed Bar plays is very vital, saving lives and making one of the only places that Gazans have to escape the horrors of the war a little bit safer. Here's more on this story.
Mohammed may only be 21 years old, but he has already saved dozens of lives. He is one of the only lifeguards in Gaza. Even during the war with Israel, when the beach was deserted, he would still come down to check if anyone was swimming.
I love the sea. I think I love it more than anyone else in Gaza. I have lots of good memories of the sea. It is my whole life.
Mohammed hasn't received his salary for 3 months, yet still he comes down to his hut every day. He says his job is made more difficult by the Israeli blockade, which stops essential lifeguard equipment from being brought in. His only life-saving gear is a pair of flippers, a Baywatch-style lifebuoy and a whistle, which he bought himself. Every morning before the war, Mohammed taught swimming lessons to Gaza's children, and one of his former pupils now volunteers with him in the afternoons.
He is the one who taught me, who trained me. He used to pretend to drown at the beach and would tell me what to do to save him. I've got all my experience from him.
The beach is the place where Gazans come to escape the horrors of the war, the only place where families can come to have fun, and it is certainly safer with the two Mohammeds watching out.
The sea is the only place in Gaza where people can breathe. We're in a big prison and have been for 8 years. Prisons are usually small, but we have a big one which is still closed. The borders are all closed. We can't move. Our life is terrible.
The lifeguards know they have to keep the area safe, so Gaza's war-affected population can have one place to relax and wash off the troubles of the past few weeks.
And now let's take a look at sport. And the Safaricom Rugby 7 Series leaders KCB RFC started the third leg on a winning note. The Bankers saw Catholic University 24-51, a match at the Mombasa Sports Club. Lunch Bar Queens registered the highest score of the day, 48-0, and it was against KCA. Lynn Washira reports from Mombasa.
We are coming to you from the Mombasa Sports Club, where the third leg of the National 7 Circuit is currently underway here at the Mombasa Sports Club. And the temperatures at the coast are rising, and so is the competition. Of course, a few matches have already been played right here, and we have some results for you with defending champions. KCB, of course, starting at a very good note with a thrashing of Catholic University. They beat Catholic University 29-5. It looks like the usual suspects are shining today because we have Homeboys thrashing Kisumu 35-0, Nondi's 26-7, Nakuru 12-0, and we also have Queens thrashing KCA 48-0. We also have some matches from the Division 2 group that have already been played, and we have some results for you, where Technical University of Kenya thrashed Mbaraki Sports Club 43-0, Bungoma thrashed Shepherds 48-5. Those are some of the matches that have been played right here at the Mombasa Sports Club, with so many matches expected to come up and competition expected to get even stiffer.
The competition has gone according to form. All the favorites have posted the results they have in the first round, and we're looking forward to the second round of pool matches.
For more details and updates from the third leg of the National 7 Circuit here in Mombasa, keep it KTN.
And Lynn Washira winds up today's edition of KTN Weekend at 1. We'll now cross back to the Bomas of Kenya, where the members of the county assemblies are having their summit.